Dr. Anthony Harper here, blessed to be in Jerusalem at the Jerusalem Prayer Breakfast with Simcha Greinman, and thank you for joining me. And you're going to be able to share with our audience about. I know this is important that you're involved with search and rescue, and so specifically, what's been happening regarding search and rescue here in Israel regarding October 7th.
The organization that I stand for is ZAKA International. I'm a volunteer 32 years. ZAKA stands for a purpose of collecting bodies and remains of bodies after disasters internationally. We're known as a search and rescue group in the UN, working with the military, sometimes with the military, sometimes without. Basically, we go anywhere around the world that we're asked to come to help search and rescue. Basically, it doesn't make a difference the culture of the country that we go to. Last year, a year and 3 months ago, we were in Turkey collecting collecting 18 bodies of Muslims after the earthquake over there. In 9/11, we were on Surfside 2 years ago. We were in Bombay. We were in after the tsunami in Haiti. Anywhere we're asked to come and help to be able to collect the bodies, identify the bodies, and help the families to know where their children, parents, or whoever was deceased in these bad situations. October 7th, I was called at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and for 18 weeks, the first 2 weeks collecting bodies and parts of bodies, we collected 1,200 bodies of Israeli citizens and another 100 bodies of Thai workers and different workers around from different countries. And we collected 1,500 bodies of terrorists after that, by understanding that we are the ones to do the job of collecting humanity and being there for others. Well, from then I go around the world speaking about the atrocities that happen in Israel, women's rights, and different situations of stories that people cannot imagine, can't believe, because without seeing it, being on the scenes, being there for them, people can't really imagine. And I go around and I tell my story, exactly what happened and what I dealt with. And there's still a lot of denial. And I came to speak in one of the scenes. And a day before I came, there were big signs against me, personally, as I'm making up stories and all that. Well, I don't let any stories come out of my mouth if I don't have 100% proof to what I dealt with. All the images, videos, pictures, everything is documented by the police. They have over 200,000 images what happened on the scenes. We do not release them because by not letting all these pictures roll around and everyone sees it, we're respecting the people that died and respecting the families that are still alive. They don't want to have pictures of horrific things that their family went through, laying around and going around the world. By respecting those families, we're respecting whoever is still alive. But the denial and the hatred that's going on in the world now is something that we cannot stand aside and say, well, shut up. We have to stand strong, united, and speak about what happened and be there for the others, because that's our purpose in life.
Well, part of this are people saying that you photoshopped and you just made up all this video?
Well, there's a lot of stories and a lot of different things, but these are things that were taken from the scenes, and you see me as a commander giving the orders how to deal with the bodies, how to deal with this situation, and how to put the body into the bag, and making sure that they may take all the pictures and making sure that all the evidence that is on the crime scene was taken the right way, in the proper way. because that's what we were trained to make sure that nothing from the scene gets lost. So everything, all these images and everything, pictures, stills and video, is documentedly from the scene itself, was checked by the UN afterward when we came to show it, and they made sure that it's the proper pictures and not something that was made up. So all these accusations of not true or made up stories, everything is there.
So how did this impact you emotionally and others that were there?
Well, it's not easy to understand. When you're a firefighter, you run into fires. When you're a police officer, you have a job. But as a volunteer, we know that one thing, when we are leaving our houses to scenes of a car accident or even a place that a terror attack happened, we're going to be seeing hard situations and understanding that it's going to affect my life. But that's what I devoted my life to be able to help whoever survives, whoever lives, to be able to help them, to be for those families, to make sure that we bring as much information as possible for the scenes of what happened. And this is what we are. This is who we are, caring for others. Anyone, doesn't make difference who the culture is. That's the main thing, to make sure that the other one gets the right proper burial and make sure that the families know what happened to them.
So this happens to first responders in many situations, whether it's police, a fire, and what you've had to go through with search and rescue as well. And you never know what you're going to be witnessing.
Sure not.
So how do you psychologically get to prepare ahead of time for that?
There is no prepare ahead of time at all. When you leave your house for a car accident or even a bus accident, so you know there's 50 people that are on a bus, a car accident, or even someone took his life by suicide. So you know what you're going to be facing. Over here, every moment we saw more and more and more disaster that we could not believe in our lifetime that we're going to be seeing. Hundreds of bodies of civilians, and then 1,500 bodies of terrorists after seeing what they did to those people. Even so, we have to put ourselves in that perspective and understand that God put us in this position, and God will give us the strength to continue doing what we're doing. And this is what our call of our life, to do this and to make sure that we do it the right way, in the proper way and respectful way.
So going forward, what else do you have to deal with aftermath of October 7th here?
Well, the denial around the world, and that's what we're doing. Going around speaking to whoever is willing to listen, because there's so much anti-Semitism around the world now, and whoever wants to hear it from first hand, we're there for them, to be able to hug them and to explain to them that we're not against you, we're with you, and terror can never stand in the world. And our heart rips out to the civilians, the people that live in Gaza. We are with them. We're against the terrorists. And this is what we have to stand united internationally. Everyone, Jews, Christians, Muslims, against terrorists.
Serious times that we are living in. Israel is so important to a lot of evangelical Christians. And there are a lot at this event here, Jerusalem Prayer Breakfast. A lot of Christians here in support of Israel, show our love for Israel, and many praying that Israel will get through this real trial, this really time of crisis. And did you ever feel like there was a real I've heard sometimes devilish or demonic involvement with what the Hamas did to the Jewish people?
The thing that we try not to dig into this, because it's enough what we see with our own eyes, and to try going into all purpose and all that is something that we can't give our point of view of making sure that we bring and we in the proper way to respect. And that's our main goal.
So, did you feel any evil presence at these sites?
For sure, there were terrible evils. It was constantly, for sure, something to make sure that we're afraid, we're shown that they have a certain strength of doing whatever they're doing to be able to down us and take over whatever it is. And try to really cause the terror and the scariness.
Well, that's what terrorists want to do, is inflict the terror and people to be so afraid that they are paralyzed and won't do anything. But Israel has gotten through so much trauma. This kind of reminds me of it's been referred to as the second Holocaust, because more Jewish people have been killed October 7th since the Holocaust.
Holocaust is one thing that you can't really, it's hard to relate to, but our ancestors, well, my grandparents, they had numbers on their arms. And you can always say, look, that number, that's what's left from the Holocaust. Over here, we, as a Zaka member, we are the testimony. We are the ones that saw with our own eyes and dealt with the bodies. We are those, our grandparents. We will be the ones to tell the story of the next generations. And that's what we're doing. Standing, because they're not alive. These women, children, adults, people that, Holocaust survivors that were killed on October 7th, their voice is our voice, and that's the reason we have to stand strong and speak out and never forget them.
For more information about Zaka, just check out the website zakaworld.org for a lot more detailed information, and pray for the peace of Jerusalem, pray for Israel. This is such a troubling time, and thank you for Simcha, for sharing your story and what you're going through here.
Thank you, and we appreciate everything that you're doing for Am Yisrael and the world. Thank you.
Thank you.